Are you ready for our next Google Drawings lesson? Great. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to insert text and format it. All right, let's get started. By now, you should know the drill. You need to open up your own Google Drawing assignment and have that ready to go. And as we complete each direction, I want you to pause the video, do it on your own drawings, and then come back to watch the next direction. Okay, so our first step is to create a text box and type your first name inside this text box. All right, so we are going to come up to Insert and select Text Box. And then we are going to draw a rectangle where we want that text box to be and type our first name inside that box. All right, make sure when you type your first name that you are starting it with a capital letter. All right, so how I did this again, I went up to Insert, I grabbed my text box, drew it on here, and I typed my name. Go ahead, pause this video, and do the same thing on your own screen. All right, step 2 says to create a second text box and type your middle name inside that box. If you don't have a middle name, that's okay. Type the words middle name inside that box. All right, so there is a shortcut for text boxes, and it's right here. It's the rectangle with the letter T in it. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to make it right here, and I am going to type my middle name, making sure that I started it with a capital letter. Go ahead and do this on yours. Okay, step number 3 says to create a third text box and type your last name inside that text box. I'm going to go ahead and grab my shortcut. I'm going to type my last name right here. And you go ahead and do the same. All right, now for the fun part. Step 4 says to change the font and the size so that each one of the text boxes looks different from the other two. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to start with my first name first. So I'm going to click on it. I know that I'm in the text box when I see this blue rectangle. I am going to select my text, so you can do that by clicking twice on it. Our font choices are right here. So right now our standard one is Arial. So I am going to pick this one. Happens to be one of my favorites. And that is the text font. Now I'm going to change the size. The size is right here. You can change it by going bigger, by pressing the plus, smaller by doing the minus sign, or if you click it, you can select your size that way. Now, I also think it might be fun to add some color. So I'm going to go over here to my font color. And did you all know purple is my favorite color? So I'm going to select purple for this one. Okay. So once again, I'm going to do that for my middle name and my last name. I'm going to click in my box. I'm going to click twice so that it highlights the text that I want to select. I'm going to go over here and change the font type. This one looks kind of fun. I'm going to increase my font size. I used 24 last time, so maybe I should use 34. And I'm also going to change the color. We'll make it this shade of purple. All right, now my last name, I'm going to double click it so that it highlights it. I need to pick a font. Now remember, you can pick any font that you want to. Try that one. I am going to increase my size. We'll make this one really big. Oops. Now see if that happens to you. All you have to do is you can stretch the text box like that by clicking on one of the rectangles and sliding it over. And let's change this one to light purple. Okay. Go back now and do this on yours. Okay, step 5, 6, and 7, we're going to do all at the same time because they're pretty similar. So 5 says to left align your first name. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click on my name. Now to align something, we're going to use this tool right here. It says align. And when you select it, this one is left align, and it pops up with the word left. This, if you hover over it, should pop up with the word center, although mine doesn't seem to be doing it. Oh, there we go, center. And this one is right align. So my direction said to left align your first name. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And you notice it didn't do anything because the default here is left align anyway. So it sends my name to the left side of the box. All right, here, if I click on my middle name and I make this box a little bigger, I need to center align my name. So my text box is selected. I'm going to go up here to my align tool, and I'm going to select center. And do you see how it moved it to the middle of my box? All right, I'm going to do the same thing here with my last name. Right now you can see it's to the left, and step number 7 says to make it to the right. So I'm going to click on my align tool. I'm going to select right align, and it moves it to the right. All right, you need to left align, center align, and right align your names now. Okay, step 8 says to apply some advanced formatting techniques such as shadows and reflections. So I'm going to start with my first name up here. And to do that, I'm going to go to my Format button. And I'm going to go all the way down here to Format Options. And here you will see my options down here. So I can select a drop shadow on my name. And you see how I kind of have a reflection over there? Now, if I wanted it to be in a different color, I can go ahead and select a different color. Maybe I want to do blue behind my name. See how it changed that? And let's try a reflection for this next one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to minimize that window. I'm going to select my last name, and I'm going to try a reflection. So I'm going to check this reflection box. And if I scroll down on my page, you'll see that my last name is also reflected right here. Now I can also get fancy if I want, and I can turn my names by using my little handle. So I just go like that. I can change it. I can even tilt this one like so. I don't like the way that looks, so I'm just going to go ahead and go backwards because that way my last name is still reflected down there. All right, and the last thing I want to do, just because it's a little fun, I'm going to change the background here. Let's make it all gray and see how that looks. There we go. Now I got rid of those checkerboards in back, and I've got my assignment all ready to submit to Google Classroom. Once again, if you want to remember how to apply those techniques, all you do is select your text box, come up to Format, and select Format Options, and then the menu appears on the right side of the page. Go ahead, complete step 8, and then submit in Google Classroom.